Say hello to the heavy hitter. This metal maiden is determined to do good in the wasteland, no matter how much killing it takes. The special stats for this build are 6 strength, 5 perception, 9 endurance, 1 charisma, 4 intelligence, 7 agility and 8 luck. Endurance is the primary stat of the build, directly making the character tough as nails, and indirectly increasing offensive output too. The only reason this stat isn't maxed at 10 is because the endurance bobblehead exists out in the world, and can max you out instead. High agility gives you plenty of time inside of VATS. That's pretty much the only reason we've got it raised. Extra luck boosts all skills a touch, and also boosts the chance of getting critical hits. The more crits you get, the more damage you'll be dealing. Charisma is our dump stat, as this character isn't a talker. She solves her problems with excessive firepower and relentless punching, so diplomacy isn't really required. The main skills for this build are Unarmed and Big Guns. Unarmed is our close-up damage dealing skill. With it we can punch things. Punch, 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 punch. Big Guns is our range skill. With it we can shoot things. Shoot, 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 shoot. Yeah, there's really not much to say about these skills. They'll make you deal more damage, which is very important, but they don't do anything fancy. The additional skills of the build are Repair, Medicine and Science. The repair skill will keep all our equipment in good condition. Obviously you don't want your equipment breaking on you, and one of this build's weapons does deteriorate at an alarming speed, so being able to efficiently make repairs is nothing to be scoffed at. Medicine improves the use of Stimpaks and Radaway. This character has a serious Stimpak addiction. You're going to be mainlining these healing items in every fight, so the more effective they can be, the better. Final skill is Science, which we mainly have here for a perk we'll be getting to later. To unlock the particular perk, you need both Science and Medicine raised to 60. You can either choose to just raise Science to 60 as the minimum requirement, or you could raise it a little higher, as 75 will allow you to hack into hardlock terminals. Skills all covered, time to go over the perks. These are split up into major, minor, and garbage trash perks that I wish I didn't have to take. As the names would imply, major are the most important perks to go for, minor perks are good to grab but not so essential, and the garbage trash perks that I wish I didn't have to take are the least important for the build. Major perks first, where we have Educated, Bloody Mess, Iron Fist Free, Cyborg, Toughness and Life Giver. Educated is such a go-to perk. In both this and New Vegas it's just a must-take nearly every time. With it you get extra skill points on every level up, helping you to max out your major skills sooner. Bloody Mess is one of surprisingly few perks which gives a damage boost. 5% more damage to everything, plus enemies will get all gory. What's not to like? The Iron Fist perk improves unarmed damage. Each rank gives a bonus 5 points to the damage, and with 3 ranks available, that's 15 extra points of unarmed to unlock. The Cyborg perk is so fucking cool, and I love it, and it's great. This is the one which we needed both Medicine and Science at 60 for, but it's well worth the investment. With this perk we get a bonus 10% to radiation, poison and damage resistance, making us substantially tougher. You do also get a bonus 10 points to energy weapons, which isn't relevant for this character, but is still a nice bonus I suppose. Toughness is a worse version of a Cyborg perk, as it still gives you the extra 10% damage resistance, just without the same boost to poison and radiation. Still makes it a very worthwhile perk though, as the damage resistance is the most important of the three. Final major perk is Life Giver, which grants extra hit points. Nice and simple, but very good to have. More health means you can take more damage, and you'll be taking a lot of damage while playing. On to the minor perks now, where we have Action Girl, Adamantium Skeleton, Fast Metabolism, Finesse, Size Matters, Strong Back, and Solar Powered. Action Girl will grant you an extra 25 action points to play with. This means you can perform more attacks inside of VATS. Not a real game changer, but it's handy to have. Likewise, Adamantium Skeleton isn't a real game changer either, but the reduced damage to limbs is nice to have. Crippled limbs in a fight can be a real pain, so this perk does reduce the likelihood of that taking place. Fast Metabolism gives a 20% boost to Stimpaks, making them a much more effective healing item. Combined with our investment in the Medicine skill, this should make it so you heal a substantial amount with each of these consumed. The Finesse skill sounds like it should go for more of a fast or sneaky build, but still works well here. An extra 5% to critical hit chance just means you'll be dealing more damage over time, as more of your attacks end up being crits. Size Matters is not only the phrase which makes me cry myself to sleep at night, but also a perk which boosts the Big Gun skill. It provides a boost of 15 points with each rank, and there's 3 ranks, so you can potentially increase one of your main skills by 45 points. Of course, you could also just invest for skill points in during level ups anyway, so how many ranks you want to get is up to you. The Strong Back perk provides extra carry capacity. Not only is this great for hoarders, but as some of the equipment for this build is rather heavy, it helps compensate for that too. Final Miner perk is solar powered. You have to wait until you hit level 20 for this perk, which is as high as I went with the build, but once you reach that point you then get a boost to strength and slow health regen when outside in the daytime. This health regen is real slow, like only 6 hit points restored a minute, which is why it's not a major perk to grab. But some health regen beats no health regen, so still worth getting. The garbage perks for this build are Intense Training and Black Widow. So honestly, these two perks aren't bad. I'm just salty that you have access to so few good perks early on, but still need to pick something on the first couple of level ups. Every other perk either boosts some skills a small amount or makes you level up faster, and I've never liked those. So instead you can raise a special stat and deal more damage to men. These really are decent perks to grab and won't do you any harm. I just didn't pick them on purpose. They're more so unintended side effects of how the leveling system works in Fallout 3. If you don't fancy grabbing the Endurance bobblehead from the Deathclaw Sanctuary, then you may want to use this rank of Intense Training to raise your Endurance early on instead. In terms of equipment, we'll start off with the weapons, where I've gone for Fisto and Eugene. Fisto is everyone's favourite unarmed weapon, a power fist that deals significantly more damage than the standard variant. This unique version can be found at the MDPL-13 power station, which is a bit northwest of Minefield. Our other weapon is Eugene. This unique minigun is a real powerhouse of a weapon, better in every important aspect than the base model. In order to get your hands on this gun, you'll need to help out Riley's Rangers, and then ask for it, rather than the armour. And speaking of armour, we've got a couple of pieces to go over. Our main piece is Linden's Outcast Power Armour. As the name suggests, this is power armour, meaning you will need training in order to equip it. And in order to find it, you'll need to head to Oasis and make Harold grow. Once both of these are done and you have the armour equipped, you'll be getting a boost to the big gun skill as well as a hefty 40 damage resistance. The big gun skill is handy for a while, at least until you've got a skill maxed out, and the damage resistance will always be helpful. In terms of the helmet, I've forgone the standard power armour helmet as I wanted to make sure the character's hairstyle could still be seen. Instead I went with the Torture's Mask, a unique variant of the Raider Arclight helmet, which has the added benefit of boosting both the big guns and explosive skills. It doesn't have much in the way of damage resistance, but the look of the item is what I really wanted. When it comes to companions, I didn't have any following me around because I'm a bit of a loner, but there are some decent choices you can go with. If you're keeping up good karma, then Fawkes will be able to offer you assistance. Not only is he a fan favourite, but he's also a heavy weapon wielding super mutant, meaning his playstyle matches ours almost perfectly. You do need to keep good karma in order to get Fawkes on side though, which should be easy enough with this character, but if you do fall into neutral for any reason, then you can instead pick up Sergeant RL3. While maybe not as strong as Fawkes, he's still a solid companion to have on side, and will assist you well in combat. This build is a tank with a lot of damage output. You're going to want to be in the middle of every fight, absorbing all the damage, spamming stimpaks, and unleashing heavy firepower. You can use Eugene for range fighting, but as it's a high fire rate weapon, it's not super effective at longer ranges, so you want to try and keep it to medium range engagements. It has some serious DPS output, letting you tear to shred multiple enemies with a single reload, even on the highest difficulty. There are a couple of issues with this weapon though. First off is that it eats up ammo like nobody's business. You're going to want to be purchasing 5mm ammo at every opportunity, otherwise you'll run out in the middle of a fight, which nobody wants. Second is that the condition of the weapon drains faster than I'd like. This means you'll need to repair it regularly, and to repair it you need miniguns. It's quite the pain to fix up, but with a decent repair skill you should be able to max out durability with each repair. In order to help mitigate both these issues, you want to be using Fisto. This weapon doesn't require any ammo, and doesn't degrade as fast as the minigun. As such, it's well worth using this whenever you can. Obviously it doesn't have any range to it, and the DPS is much lower than Eugene, but it's still a solid weapon you can rely on. Use your punching attacks whenever facing down weaker foes, or just when you feel like you can get in close. It's worth keeping in mind that unarmed attacks deal bonus damage inside of VATS, so make use of the targeting system whenever you can. And really, it's as simple as that. Stick with Eugene whenever you need a bit of range or devastating DPS, and switch over to Fisto for general mob cleanup and strong close range punches. Fallout 3 doesn't provide much room for a backstory, so instead I'm going with a role-playing section, basically just giving some ideas on how you can play the character. I designed the heavy hitter as a person who would be karmically good, but not in the typical way. She's not out here being kind and soft and friendly towards others. She's just having a good time blasting away the problems of other people with her heavy firepower. Sure, she wants to help out others, but her methods are pretty unorthodox. There's plenty of instances in the game where you can earn yourself good karma by engaging in a bloodbath, so look for those opportunities. Stuff like killing all the slavers you meet, shredding deathclaws, and just generally putting your combat skills to the assistance of others. So that was the heavy hitter. If you want to see more Fallout 3 builds, then let me know, either with a comment or by hitting the like button. I do already have another of these on the channel, the Bounty Hunter, so feel free to check that out if you're eager for another build right away. Subscribe for more character builds from a variety of games, including many in the Fallout franchise. And, as always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.